Well, hey, B, it's Jamie. That's me here. Welcome back to my channel, honey. Let's go ahead and have us a quick chat about the stuff that's going on around the world. Let's talk about it. All right, y'all. First things first, okay? I want to give a good shout out and a congratulations to Miss Ireland 2021. Okay, this is Pamela Yuba, and she is the first Black woman to hold this title out there in Ireland for the first time in about 70 years. I believe they started this, they said, back in 1947. Okay, so Black Enterprise is saying that Pamela Yuba, a 26-year-old medical student, okay, I'm sorry, not medical student, but a medical scientist. Let me get that together real quick, okay? She's making history as she has become the first Black woman to be crowned Miss Ireland in the country since the pageant began in 1947. All right, so baby girl out there making some moves, okay? Smart, intelligent, she cute. So congratulations to Pamela Yuba over there in Ireland, okay? Represent, girl. Let's go ahead and move on as we speak on like congratulations and giving people their shout outs and things like that. Let's shout out these Black ladies over there in Charlotte. I do believe it's Charlotte, North Carolina. So they decided to create their own skating rink, and it's outdoors. And I think it's super cool. Let me read this headline real quick so I can make sure that I say it right. Yes, the 3 Black women opened Charlotte's only skating rink, and it's outdoors. Okay, shout out to them because it looks like it may be a little fun over there. Okay, the city's only roller rink is called Rolling CLT, doubles as a lounge and will offer rotating food trucks, a hookah bar, and skate rentals, as well as a live DJ. I said, okay, then girl, y'all better know how to do it, and it's outside. So now y'all ain't got to worry about, being inside, closed in and all that stuff, especially during the time of, this whole panorama and stuff that's going on. So the girls and the kids and the dads, the males, all of that, they can get out there, skate, have a great time, and just kick back and chill. So I like that. I think that's cute. Okay, so shout out to the founders of it. You have Kendria Holmes. You also have, what is this other young lady's name? And I hope that I say it right. Shaniqua Useri, and Brandy Fox. Okay, so shout out to these ladies for getting it rolling and getting it popping over there at CLT. All right, so if y'all out there in Charlotte, y'all go out there and kick it with the ladies. Now, see, I don't really know how to skate, so I'll be over there on the sideline, girl. Just give me a little bit of hookah, a little food or something like that, girl. And I'll watch y'all over there roll, okay? Roll and balance. All right, let's go ahead and move on to some other news, honey. All right, now this is some news here. All right. And I feel like it gets crazier as it goes down my little list here. Let's talk about this. So there was a substitute teacher that is being accused of, and I'm kind of believing it a little bit. But anyway, there's a substitute teacher that's being accused of taping a face mask to a 9-year-old's face. First of all, girl, don't put your hands on my child. Don't you put your hands on my child. Don't you touch my child, girl. Mask on, mask off. All right. Now, if it's bothering you that bad, then send them to the office, girl. But don't you put your hands on them. But anyway, let's go ahead and read this article over here on complex.com. A Las Vegas mother has claimed that a substitute teacher, girl, you ain't even a real teacher at that. You a substitute. Okay. A substitute teacher at an elementary school out there. She's being accused of taping a face mask to children's faces. All right. And they're saying that they think she should resign. And I'm like, girl, is it much to really resign from as a substitute? Girl, just don't come back no more. Do you really have to resign? I don't know. Y'all let me know. I don't know too much about their life because I don't really see that as a career. But then, I mean, if it pays people bills, then who the hell am I? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, girl, don't put your hand on these people's kids. Now, the lady went on to do a interview with a news station out there, a local news station, and y'all can see that her back is, to us. So she didn't want us to see her face. She wanted to be anonymous. But this is what she says. I was furious. I was scared for my son on what kind of long-term effect it is going to have on him socially. The fact that the entire class was laughing at my child, okay? The mom, who spoke under the condition of being anonymous, says that her 9-year-old stood up to get a sip of water and forgot to put his mask on. The teacher did not tell him to put it back on or to send him to the office. All right. She says instead she pulled him up in front of the class and in front of all of the students, and she decided to tape the mask across the top of his face. Girl, She also goes on to say that the substitute teacher even added a second layer of tape from his nose to his forehead. The 9-year-old then went to the office to pick up homework that his dad had dropped off for him. When he went to the office, he picked up the homework. When he went to the office to pick up that homework is when one of the administrators noticed the tape on his face. The administrator removed the tape off the child and alerted the principal, who went to the classroom to evaluate the situation. So obviously, it's not just the mom feeling a way about this, but the administrator saw it and felt this, oh girl, what is this? Who put this tape on your face? This is not how you go around and walk around in school. Let me get this up off you. Okay? Girl, you don't be sitting up there pulling this baby to you because they not putting their mask on right now. All you have to do is say, put your mask on. Now, I don't know if the child was giving her trouble or something like that, but at the end of the day, I still feel like you shouldn't just go over to that child and tape their mask on their face. Just send them to the office if they're not willing to follow your rules, and then probably get a parent on the phone and let them handle it, right? But you don't go as far as to put no damn tape on nobody and then turn around and do it in front of the class and then try to embarrass them. Girl, I had a teacher slick try to do that to me one time. Girl, she had to put me out of the classroom, though. She ain't trying to put no tape on my mouth, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like she was trying to get fly because she was a substitute teacher. She had spilled like coffee all over the desk or whatever. And I was like, she was like, y'all don't tell, y'all teacher don't tell. I said, I'm gonna tell her. I'm laughing, but I'm a child, you know what I'm saying? I'm like 14 or whatever. I'm like, I'm gonna tell her when she get back. I'm joking. She was like, shut up, you ain't gonna do now. Something like that. Ma'am, my mama don't even talk to me like that. Who you talking to? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what happened after that, but I was telling her like, girl, you're not finna talk to me like that. First of all, I'm joking. You the one who spilled it on her desk. Okay, so don't be sitting up there saying y'all don't tell. And I'm like, I'm gonna tell her when she get back. Girl, you gonna tell me to shut up, man? I don't know who you think you are. My mama know my teachers talk to me like that, girl. You not finna. So I definitely checked her, and she told me to get out her classroom. I said, gladly, honey. I don't give a. Okay, and that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? And it was what it was. But I mean, I didn't get suspended in there. I just went to the office. Okay, that's just what it was, girl. But you're not finna tell me to shut up because you did something wrong. Girl, good night, goodbye. But anyway, I just had to tell my little story or whatever. But I just feel like in my opinion, when it comes to this substitute teacher, I feel like she overstepped her boundaries, and I felt like she was out of order and she was wrong, girl. Like I said, if you do not like how the children are operating in the classroom, girl, you can remove yourself if you like the other teacher did around here. I think, or one of the teachers, I feel like this could have been in Georgia. He ended up retiring because the kids won't keep their mask on. He was like, oh, baby, I'm gone. Okay, if they not going to do it, let me remove myself. So, ma'am, you could have removed yourself as you're not a teacher there anyway. You're just substituting for a day or so. So, girl, yes, you could have removed yourself, or you could have had the child escorted out of the classroom. That's just that on that. Y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below on this teacher feeling the need to actually tape this mask to this baby's face. Okay. Now, once again, I don't know if the baby was, some 9-year-olds have a very smart mouth, honey. You can't tell them nothing. So I don't know if this child was just being disobedient or something and just like, you ain't finna tell me, I'm gonna keep this mask off my face as long as I want to, girl. You're not in charge of that. So I'm not sure if that there could have been the situation or if it could have indeed been something else. So, give me 1 second. I'm trying to check this internet over here because, girl, she be acting a little shady and calling me baby. Okay, so she be out here acting a little funky wonky up in here. So I'm just checking my internet. But all in all, like I said, I would love to hear you all's thoughts on this situation down below. Let me know how y'all are feeling and what you guys are thinking about this situation here. All right, y'all. So now let's go ahead and move on to Miss Caitlyn Jenner, honey. Let's talk about Miss Caitlyn Jenner. You all know that Texas has now made this a very strict abortion law. Okay, so they came out with this law saying what you can and cannot do. Okay, it's kind of like, I guess, Georgia's heartbeat bill or whatnot. So if they hear a heartbeat with the fetus, then you cannot terminate the pregnancy, right? So that's the same thing over there in Texas. So I guess it's like roughly around the 6 weeks where they may hear a heartbeat and you're unable to move forward with an abortion. Here's the other thing. Anybody that's driving someone to have an abortion, like if you're an Uber driver or anything like that, it seems like any regular person, a citizen, if you find out about it, you don't like it, you can sue that individual for dropping somebody else off for again, like an abortion or whatever. You can sue them up to $10,000. Like, it just makes absolutely no sense, the restrictions and the parameters that they put around abortions. Like, number one, you really can't get one unless you're within a certain time frame, which is unfair to the woman because I feel like she don't have enough time to really figure out what she wants to do. Whether it's she finds out within 2 weeks, 4 weeks. Some people don't find out till they 6 weeks. Hell, some people later than that, right? So I feel like it's messed up to like restrict the women and then also group in all these other individuals. Like, I think the provider, the person that performs the abortion can be sued. I believe anybody that assists in the office can be sued. So they made it extremely, extremely strict. Like, it's just out of control. Like, they doing too motherfucking much, okay? They over here putting more parameters and control around women and their bodies and abortions and anybody that aids them in this process. But when it comes down to guns and things like that, they ain't got no parameters, no restrictions. I believe they even passed something where you can get a gun and you ain't even got to have a license or anything. So Texas out here really doing whatever the hell it is that they want to do here. They got their own, what is it, power grid or whatever grid they send on. They ain't with everybody else and what they got going on, baby. Texas out here doing their own thing, girl. I feel like if Texas could separate from the United States, they definitely would do so. All right, they'll be their own country in their own right, running things how they really want to run it, child. Let's go ahead and move on. So it seems like Caitlyn Jenner, for some reason, out of all of the women in America, y'all chose to sit down with Caitlyn Jenner to get her thoughts on what she thinks about the abortion law when it comes to Texas. And it was crazy because I felt like she was really dancing around it. I'm trying to see if I can find like an exact quote of what all she said. So they asked her the question. She says that, you know, she agrees with Texas having every right to make a decision such as that down in Texas. Like, that's their state. They can do what they want. They can make that's their right. And I'm just kind of like, that's not the question. You kind of going around the BS. Either you agree with them in the whole shit that they're doing or you don't, because there are a lot of things, I'm sure, you being a Republican, that others have a right to do in the state of California that you do not agree with. So answer that. Don't be sitting up here telling me I agree with their right. No, just say, oh, I think, you know, it's a very strict law. I don't understand this. I don't understand that. Like, just be open about it, because it seems like you going along with it, even though you ended up trying to say that you don't see the laws in the state of Georgia, in the state of California changing as it pertains to women's rights. And the lady had to ask you the question again, only for you to say that you respect the state of Texas decision to you know, have the abortion law or whatever they want to do and mandate out there in their state is their right. But that's not what she's asking you. Okay. What else did he say? She says, I am for a woman's right to choose. I am also for a state having the ability to make their own laws. And so I support Texas in that decision. That's their decision. And I do not like that you wanting to be a governor, politician, whatever it is you're trying to do out here, Caitlyn Jenner. I didn't like that you didn't really stand on the side and make a firm decision or give a firm answer as to how you really feel. But based on what you said was enough to make me feel as though you side with California. You side with Texas. So what Texas decides to do is going to impact and influence other states. Okay? And I feel like y'all need to pay attention to what Miss Caitlyn is saying out here, girl, because I ain't too sure about sis, especially if y'all care a lot about y'all rights as females out there in California. Y'all need to be careful when it comes down to election and whether or not you want to consider her for a particular office, baby. Be very careful, because this may hurt a few feelings. And I'm not a transphobic person or homophobic person at all. But I will say this: you want to be considered a woman and be named a she or her, but you don't want to understand where women are coming from in that sense. So, yeah, as it pertains to the control of their bodies, you ain't gonna want nobody to tell you how you should be able to present yourself or how you should be as a trans woman or anything. And then you get up here basically agreeing with Texas that they should put these strict parameters out here regarding women's bodies and stuff. So I just didn't like that. Y'all gonna have to be mindful of Miss Caitlyn, and I don't understand why they asked her out of all people who y'all could have asked the question. See, y'all asked Caitlyn this because y'all wanted to be messy. That's what they no. Y'all asked her this because y'all wanted to be messy. And indeed, y'all are messy. So I feel like the news station that thought it was so amazing for y'all to ask her this question should be dragged. And I think that Caitlyn Jenner as well should also be dragged. Okay, because you ain't gonna want nobody to tell you how you need to be up here, what you shouldn't snip and what you should keep and what you shouldn't. You ain't gonna want those same parameters around you. The audacity, and then gonna sit up there and say that I agree with Texas's right to make their decision, but I'm also with the rights of the woman to choose. That makes no sense, because that's not the question being asked here. We're not having a choice in this. The fuck? Okay, and I've never had an abortion in my life, but I'm team for, girl, do whatever you want to do. It's yours. It's your body. Do what you want to do. So, and I feel bad for a lot of these dads out here too, or a lot of these guys that have gotten women pregnant. Y'all should have been out here advocating and protesting too, because a lot of y'all half the time don't be wanting the children that you do create with these women. And sometimes y'all be the very reason why they go out and they end up getting these abortions. So y'all need to be having y'all voices a little more louder. But I want to hear y'all thoughts and comments about all of this mess that's going on out here, girl. I was like, why would y'all go and ask Miss Caitlyn this question? She don't got nothing. Don't ask her this. But I understand a little bit, because she running. I think she's trying to run for a position out there. Girl, have a seat. They not voting for you, dear. Have a seat. Go in the corner and rethink your thoughts, because it's not making any sense to me. Okay, leave y'all thoughts and comments down below. I'm finna go and move on to another nut bag out there in Texas, out here running mucks and out here just signing stuff. Because not only did, I believe he was the one, of course, to sign like the no license or whatever, everybody can have guns. And then here it is now. He's like, not only that, but I gotta get to it, baby. He done signed these stricter laws on abortion, but also had the audacity to go and have a press conference and talk about how he finna eliminate rape. Baby, how you finna do that? How you finna do that? I saw a comment on social media that said, yeah, he's gonna eliminate the people that's out here violating women with the big R word by calling them dads. And I said, believe it. I believe it. Sad. How are you going to control that? You can barely control the people that you already got in the state, and then gonna turn around and say that everybody can have guns and without a license. After we've had these mass shootings to happen across America, baby, you're not making no damn sense. And then talking about you're going to eliminate those individuals that violate women. Well, you need to start with the people, your friends that were standing behind you clapping. That's who you need to start with, those individuals first. Okay? You need to go ahead and start with those individuals, because whoever voted for this and said it was great, y'all were raping women right there. By stripping away their rights to some things, as well as other citizens that may aid them in the process of moving forward to not have such a tough life and be on whatever government assistance because they got multiple kids or whatever it is. And that's assistance that y'all already ain't out here trying to get to folks anyway. Girl, don't let me just, let's move on, because I'm getting a little, I'm a little pissed, okay? I'm a little pissed. All right. Now, he also has gone forward to sign another bill. I think it's called S1 or something like SB1, Senate Bill 1 or something like that. And basically, this is regarding the voting restrictions out there in Texas. And it seems like monkey see, monkey do. What they see happens out here in Georgia. They also be over there communicating that all the way back to Texas, baby. Because y'all know the Republicans love to try and stick together. I don't care how much they try to act like they for us. Girl, they love to try and stick together, okay? So let's go ahead and move on. So he signed this bill regarding the voter restriction, putting a lot of restrictions in place. And honestly, this really came into play when Trump lost. Okay, when things did not go the way that he wanted them to go during this year's election, he started hollering about voter fraud. Now, mind y'all, nobody has found any voter fraud. Nobody has found any voter fraud to take place. But this is what the Republicans are using and running with as they move forward in creating stricter laws around voting. And I feel like they think it's going to help impact them probably getting into the polls. I mean, getting back into their positions, because so many Democrats and so many other individuals that were not Republicans went to the polls and put their votes in, as they should have. So if anybody ever wonders, like, oh, your votes don't count, they don't count for nothing, these people showing you they do. These people are showing you that they do. If they're putting all these parameters and these restrictions around it, obviously y'all votes mean something. Obviously they are impacting some things. Okay, so there's that. What else did I want to say about this voting thing? As I'm reading over here from let's see here, CNN. So the headline says, Texas governor, girl, why you keep doing this? Girl, this computer girl. Texas governor signs voting restrictions bill into law. Okay, Texas Republican Governor Greg Abbott on Tuesday signed into law a bill that bans 24-hour and drive-through voting, imposes new hurdles on mail-in ballots, and empowers partisan poll watchers. Okay, the restrictive voting measure adds Texas to the list of Republican-controlled states that have seized on former President DT's lies about widespread voter fraud and clamped down on access to the ballot box this year. So y'all know Florida and Georgia, of course, was a part of that. And here it is. We have Texas, and ain't no telling what other states. I wouldn't be surprised if Mississippi and Alabama have done the same thing. The election overhaul in Texas comes as Republicans seek to hold on to power in a rapidly changing state where people of color make up virtually all of the population growth. And that growth is concentrated in large cities that tend to vote Democratic. Makes so much sense. So like as far as early polls, I think he restricted it to where, you can only come between the hours of 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. and stuff like that. I think you can't drive in your car. So like if you're an elderly person and you just can't stand in that line, or if it's freezing and it's too cold, you can't just pull up, drop your ballot off. Then they're going to put other restrictions in place as far as you getting your mail-in ballots in. Like, girl, it's so much stuff that they out here trying to do. Y'all better be careful. Y'all better get strategic, okay? They're saying that the new law takes an aim at Harris County, the home of Houston, which last year offered drive-through voting and 24-hour early voting. The bill restricts the hours counties can offer early voting to between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. And it prohibits tactics like the ones Harris County used in 2020 when a garage at the Toyota Center was among the venues used as a place residents could vote from their vehicles, girl. So if y'all gonna get to the polls, I don't know what to tell y'all. Y'all gonna be out there like it's Black Friday, child. Like it be out here when y'all be trying to buy stuff at these stores. Y'all be all outside with y'all tents and y'all chairs. So if that's what you gotta do, girl, do what you gotta do. Be aware of what's going on in your area so that you can make sure you get this stuff in on time, honey. And I pray that it goes well whenever that next election comes around for governor as well as president, so they can see that y'all put these parameters in place and it doesn't matter. It wasn't the issues with the 24-hour voting or the drive-through voting or anything like that. The issue is y'all mother. That's the issue, okay? And people was gonna make it shake either way it go. All right. So hopefully y'all make the right decisions. As y'all go out here and y'all get ready to vote, child, be mindful, honey, and be careful. And all I have is good luck. Leave your thoughts and comments down below on the latest happenings that's going on out there in Texas, honey. If y'all got some stuff going on out there in y'all state, girl, go on, send it to me so I can read over it. And I'll probably add this to the segment too for around the world, honey. Let's go ahead and move on, because this right here is a real sketchy situation that's going on here, y'all. And I'm gonna try to, wrap it up and say what all is going on, because I got so confused. So I learned about this story by way of TikTok. And then I saw some stuff on Facebook. So I was like, oh, I gotta bring this to the people. Now I saw it for a minute. I saw it a long time ago. And there were some talkings about this man named Alex Murdaugh. But it's been more things that's been coming out, and I've been kind of like side-eyeing, because the recent thing that's happened to him, honey, is the fact that he was found with a gunshot wound to the head. All right, a gunshot wound to the head. But I have to say that it's some other sketchy stuff surrounding this, okay? Because he's definitely not dead, honey. Please understand that. Please know. So Alex Murdaugh is an attorney. He's an attorney out there in, I believe it's South Carolina. I believe that's where he's at. Let me pull up some more stuff, because this right here just makes absolutely no sense to me. Give me 1 second here, honey, because this man is sketchy as hell. So there's been a lot of different situations going on. So, of course, he's an attorney. He's from South Carolina or whatever. So he is girl, it's so much sketchy stuff. I'm trying to see how I want to word it out. So there's been a lot of things that's happened with this family, and it really dates back all the way to 2015, okay? So the son that you can see standing next to Alex Murdaugh has been accused, of being involved with quite a few murders, allegedly. right? So the first things first, Alex Murdaugh I'm trying to work my way back. So Alex Murdaugh was recently found with a gunshot wound to the head, right? He ended up calling the police. They ended up finding him. What they're calling the wound to the head or the shot to the head, they're calling it superficial. So they don't know if this is indeed real. They're going to do more investigations because what it sounded like is it's fake. Okay, that's what it's looking like. Like it's I feel like it's one of those crime stories that's really playing out because I'm like, he ain't dead. Okay, he was able to call y'all. He was conscious. Y'all picked him up. Y'all checked it out. Y'all said that it's a superficial wound. So then it's like, well, now what? I want to see if I have the exact wording that they called it. Okay, so Alex Murdaugh called 911 himself, according to South Carolina Law Enforcement Division news release, and was airlifted to Memorial Health University Medical Center in Savannah after receiving a superficial gunshot wound to the head. Okay, now what's sketchy is prior to this incident happening to him where he ended up getting shot, he ended up losing his wife and his son, the two individuals that are pictured here in the middle of the photo. He found them at home and they were murdered. In the house, girl, they were gone. Okay, he found them both dead on the floor, and that happened this year. I believe it was at the top of the summer, sometime during the summertime, right? And people started speculating, like, who did this? How did this happen? And they were in their house I believe they own a lot of land. So these individuals had passed away in the house, and they didn't know who did it. They still haven't found the killer or anything. So people are starting to wonder if this has anything to do with what has happened in the past, right? So in the past, and this is the timeline. Let me try to get into it. So back in 2015. All right. There was a situation with a young man named Stephen Smith, and his body was found like in the middle of a road or whatnot. And people are trying to connect that back to yikes. It looks like they're trying to connect it back to his oldest son, Buster Murdaugh. And see, that's the other thing too. See, their last name is Murdaugh. And a lot of people out here trying to say that the Murdaugh stands for murder. And I'm just like, y'all got to cut it out, okay? I'm not saying this. I'm just telling y'all what the people are saying, honey. I'm just telling y'all what the people are saying, girl, and I'm just going to go ahead and move on, okay? Now, they're connecting this back to his son, Buster Murdaugh. But we don't know what's really true. Okay, the interviews that from law enforcement was that they discovered with the child, the boy was discovered with a shot to the head as well. I believe this was the Stephen Smith guy that was found in the middle of the road, unfortunately. So now they're trying to connect that back to the son, right? So you had the daddy that shot himself. You had the two individuals in the middle that passed away, the mom and the son. And then you have this other son that had an incident that happened back in 2015. So in between now and 2015, let me work my way back up. So in 2018, right, they had a housekeeper that worked in their house, and they said that she tripped and fell down the stairs. So that caused the family to end up having like a lawsuit against them, like a wrongful death lawsuit against the family. Now, we don't know if somebody could have tripped this girl down the stairs. We don't know. All we know is they ended up being sued, right? And then in 2019, okay, they're saying that Paul Murdaugh, the young boy that passed away in the middle here, they're saying that he and 5 of his friends were returning from a party after hours of drinking. They said that Paul Murdaugh was allegedly driving his father's boat erratically before crashing into a bridge, piling at a bridge. So basically, it hit a bridge or whatever, and it threw 3 passengers from the boat, and it killed 1 person by the name of Mallory Beach, unfortunately. Okay. Now, in April of 2019, Paul Murdaugh was charged. This little boy here was charged with the murder of his friend Mallory Beach. He pled not guilty and was awaiting trial when he was shot. Okay. So this incident happened in 2018, 2019. He was charged with the murder of this little girl. And then he was killed in 2021. That's very, very shaky. And then here it is. So then in June, it happened in June. So just a few months ago in June, that's when he and his mom were found brutally shot to death. Girl, this story is sketch as, so y'all been going through it as a family since 2015. From Stephen to the lady that something happened to, in what year was that? Was that 2018? To the 2015 was with Stephen, the boy in the road. Then it went to the housekeeper that was in the house in 2018. Then in 2019, it was a young lady that was thrown from the boat. Then later on, in 2019, no, I'm sorry, so they had 2 incidences that happened in, no, I'm right. So I'm sorry, y'all, I'm mixing it up because there's so much going on, so please forgive me for that. So 2015 was Stephen. 2018 was the maid. 2019, early 2019 was the death of Mallory Beach. Then later on in 2019 was when the young man Paul was charged. Then fast forward to 2021, Paul and his mom were unfortunately murdered. And then fast forward a little bit in 2021, his dad was found with a superficial wound to the head. Baby, I don't know what going on over there with that family, but I'm sure they are definitely going to be investigating. But what we have learned since his father has been shot, you know, in the head, they don't know if he tried to do a self-inflicted, if it was something he was trying to, you know, get y'all to look a different direction. Because I know after the son and the mom passed away, people started looking at him and feeling as though he was the person that was out here, you know, that ran amok on his son and the mom. But this is all alleged. This is what the people are saying, honey. I don't know which one is to be true, but what they are saying is that after he was shot, he also made a decision to resign. And now he's being accused of, you know, the said incident between the mom and the son. I'm like, he was already being accused before he resigned. But this is where we are. Girl, just understand it's a mess. And I apologize if I was all over the place with this story, but literally this story is all over the place, okay? They've been having stuff going on for the past few years, since 2015. And it probably stems beyond that. Ain't no telling. And this is just the stuff that they're starting to capture on the timeline since then, okay? But all in all, that's all I have for the Murdaugh family, or Murdaugh family, honey. Y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below, honey. That is all that I have. I'm Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, honey. Share my videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.